Hello and welcome to A Closer Look. My name is Gail Tatum. Today is a very special day for this show because it's been a long time since we've been fortunate enough to have some student performers with us. But we're going to open the show with a conversation about the North Penn High School Thespians. And with me are three people. Cindy Loudon, who is a teacher here at the high school and who is the advisor to this group. Is that right?
That's correct.
Kim Dunn, who is the current vice president of the high school thespian troupe. Is that right? And Lauren Fournier, who is the president of it. So thank you for joining me, all three of you. Well, you've done something really important here, haven't you?
Yeah.
You won second in the States at the Thespian conference that was held where?
At Pennsbury High School.
Okay, so now that isn't too far to go.
No, last year we had to travel to York, and every year it changes locations.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, this is the third year that North Penn has taken part in this?
Yes, the third year as official thespians.
Okay.
We've been going 4 years. The first year we were non-thespians.
So. All right. All right. Now, Cindy, what does that mean, official thespian versus non-official? What is that?
That just means that all of our students have done membership fees to an international organization, the International Thespian Society.
All right. So they're really part of a bigger organization,
worldwide.
Officially so.
Worldwide.
All right. All right. And when you decided that this was an important thing for North Penn to do, was that, I mean, that was a big step, I suppose, was it, to
That's
start
correct.
to do this?
We had to go through a process with the Student Government Association first for approval, and then it also went up through administrative and school board.
All right, so this is now an official group that's formed, and it has its own purpose, and everyone in it loves theater.
We think so.
Right?
That's right.
All right, and so what did it mean that you had this competition? Explain a little bit about the competition and what this means.
All right. Well, we, as a troupe, get to decide whether we elect the people who go or whoever wants to go can go.
Okay.
And this year we decided that anyone who would like to go would get to go with us since we didn't have that far to travel.
Okay,
So
that was
we
good.
Right.
Yeah.
We ended up with 54 people.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
It was great for us.
That's wonderful.
A lot of new kids. Over half the troupe were either new to the school or new as sophomores.
That's
So,
great. That's great.
Once we had who was going set, then we all went through audition processes as to who would enter in which competition.
Okay.
So it was a competition amongst ourselves before we go to the official competition.
Okay. Now, Kim, is this a one-day competition or a two-day? Or tell me the structure of it.
Well, first we had probably about a week of auditions before we attended the conference.
Okay.
Once we go to the conference, it's probably about a weekend,
Okay. All
depending
right.
on how far the conference is.
Okay, how long you go and what you... And do you select the categories that you want to compete in, or does everyone compete in the same thing?
You have about 13 categories to choose from.
Okay.
There's about 5 that are non-acting.
Okay.
And then the rest are all acting or singing or dancing, talent type competitions. And then 2 to 3 months before the conference, your troupe has to send in what you're competing in.
Okay, all right. Now, did you encourage things that were acting and non so that you would have broader participation? Is that part of
Yes.
what you would try to do with this?
Ever since we started, every student that we took has a role in one of the categories at least, and some crossover.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So everybody's there for a reason.
That's correct. I just think that's important for students to learn.
Yeah.
Not all the troupes do that.
Not all do that?
No, no.
Okay.
Some only allow their finest to compete or to perform in.
Right.
Right.
You told me that. You and I were talking yesterday about
Yeah.
this, and you were very proud of that.
Yeah, it's great to know that you're there and you're really a troupe and you've all worked together to get where you are. You know that if that display's set up, that even if it's just the little tiny corner that you made, that you made it. And it makes everyone feel like they're there and they're spending their time in a good way.
A real sense of pride. Everybody has a sense of pride.
Yeah.
Okay, now what were some of the categories? Kim, tell me about the dance category, for instance. Weren't you involved with that? Are you a dancer?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you're a dancer.
Well, the group dance category is part of the pentathlon competition,
All right.
and we entered with a number called Pumping Iron from Starlight Express.
Okay.
Um,
Isn't that the show that has lots of roller skates and things on it, isn't it? Yes.
And we had 2 rollerbladers within our dance number.
Did you? That was fun.
It was choreographed by Deb Buckner.
Oh, yes, she
who
does
most of the choreography up here.
She's so talented. We're always lucky to have her talents for the shows. Yeah.
She's wonderful.
Yes. And how many dancers were there?
22.
Oh, that's a big troop.
And then we had 2 rollerbladers, and then the rest of us danced. We included so many interesting aspects as far as black lights, and we had a ramp that the rollerbladers jumped off of. It was great.
So it was really great. Were you well received? Do you have an audience that you perform to?
You perform in front of the whole conference, and as soon as the black lights came on, everyone was, ooh,
They cheered, they started clapping.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Now, I forget how you placed.
We placed third.
You placed third in the state. Isn't that great? So you were pleased?
Oh, very.
That's neat. That's neat. All right. Now, I know there is, tell me about some of the other categories rather than me trying to recall them from memory.
Okay. The dance was one of them.
Right.
Makeup competition, which we decided this year to enter. Normally we enter one called costume building.
Okay.
But this year we decided to go a little different and try makeup.
Okay.
Then there is the category is called solo duet song, but we chose to do a duet.
All right, so you could have someone who either sings a solo or a duet, and
Right.
you have a duet, a girl and a boy, right, who
Right.
sang. We're going to hear from them
Yeah.
later. Good.
And we have the pantomime,
Okay.
which was new to us.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
a challenge.
the display.
And the display, and we're gonna luckily be able to see all of these things.
Yeah.
All of these things later. Cindy, let me ask you about this now. In order for people to understand a little bit how this fits into the North Penn Theater, because I think it's part of it and yet it's separate.
That's correct.
Isn't that right? Is the troupe a club that meets the Thespians? I guess you're called a Thespian troupe. Is it a club that meets year-round?
It meets during the academic year.
Okay.
So North Penn High School Theater is the umbrella.
Okay.
The umbrella
All right.
organization. And the Thespians are additional students, sometimes the same students,
Okay.
who pay that lifetime membership.
Right, okay.
And they become members of an international Thespian. And we're Troop 5464. There are
Good number.
approximately 90 of them in the state of Pennsylvania competing, and the students attend a meeting once a month, and that's a requirement.
Okay.
If they would happen to miss and such, then they go on to a type of probation
Okay,
and are
so
not
it's a
allowed
real
to perform.
commitment.
Yes, it is.
It's a real
It
commitment.
asks a lot from our students.
That's good. And these students, when you have your plays throughout the year, that is separate. Students in the school student body apply for or audition for parts in the plays separate from this. This runs, I mean, many of them I'm sure overlap and are
Certainly.
part of that, but it isn't contingent, and they're two separate kinds of things, but all part of the theater program.
That's correct.
It seems to me, those of us who are so proud of the North Penn Theater program and all of its fine productions for so many, many years, this is just another way for there to be some broader recognition for the talents, and we've done so well.
That's correct.
You weren't surprised, I assume, that we
No,
did
I had
so
wanted
well.
to do it for years, get into the organization, but it takes a lot of extra time and energies.
Yeah.
And
one
so
more thing.
4 years ago, the students just seemed right for it, and it just seemed to blend with the program really well. And it gives them a lot of experience, and allows the student to pick up and, like student direct or
Right.
choreograph and do a lot more for them.
That's neat. That's really neat.
A lot of scholarships available.
That's nice. So it's really a great opportunity.
Oh, it's excellent.
Really
It's
is.
excellent.
Now, Lauren, you are sitting on the state board, is that right?
Yes.
And tell us what that means. I know, Cindy, you also are on
I'm
the
on the
state
adult
board.
board.
Right, okay. But what does it mean to be a student on this?
It means that I get to plan the conference for the next year.
Okay.
So obviously, since I'm graduating, I won't get to plan next year's, but I got to plan this year's. Miss Loudon and I go to planning meetings,
Okay.
and we just put everything together. We put this goes first, and the kids more think of like the kid ideas.
Right.
We think of the dances.
Student involvement, right.
We think of ways to tell people the rules without being mean.
Right,
You know.
good. That's good training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it gave me such a great chance to be in an important leadership position. Miss Loudon has made available to me the leadership positions here in the high school,
Right.
and to be able to be a leader at a state level was just amazing for me. I was
Right. So
really
it was
honored.
great. You've met some neat students from
Oh,
other
yes.
schools, I'm sure. Well, from what I understand, you've done such a good job that Kim is going to be following in your footsteps. Is that right, Kim? Mm-hmm. So next year you'll be a representative on the state board.
Yep.
Is that
Well-
right? Are you looking forward to that?
Oh, definitely.
That's
I've already
wonderful.
met some of the other girls on
Have
the
you?
state board. They're wonderful.
That's great. And it's my sense that there are no more than 8 people on
Right.
this. Is that right? So this is fairly prestigious
Yeah,
that you were selected.
you have to go through an interview process
Uh-huh.
and write an essay,
Okay.
and it's a lot of work, but it's really fun.
It sounds neat.
Yeah.
Are there things I'm not asking you that you think are important to say, or that have we covered the important aspects of what you're about and why this is critical to the part
Maybe-
of North Penn?
Maybe just one thought about the Thespians in the sense is they have to make a commitment to an entire troupe that has to have a bit of
That's
what we call the
important.
family atmosphere, and they must try everything that we do. And they must be a part of everything Thespians do, either in a major or a minor way. That could be, being a
nice.
lead or a student director on one of our children's shows, or
Okay.
it could be serving the refreshments.
So everybody's,
group.
you're really
Yeah.
part of a group, and so that's a
Yeah.
really nice thing. I would think that's especially important in a big high school like ours, that it creates another sense of family
Yeah.
for students who are looking for a group of friends that share a common interest.
It's our home away from home.
I bet that's true. I
Yeah.
bet that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about what's coming. For our audience, I'd like you to know that the second half of the show is going to be really exciting. We're going to be having student performances. We're going to hear a duet. We're going to hear a monologue. We're going to see a pantomime. And we are going to have those students who are most involved with the display. That is really wonderful, and you'll get to see and talk to them about how they did it. In addition, we are going to do something with the makeup people.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of exciting. Now, before I introduce the three students, let's introduce this idea a little bit. This is one of the categories that you selected.
Right.
And according to what I understand, Lauren, the group of students, the three students, were given a category and then given a half hour to provide the makeup that would be appropriate for that
Right.
category. And we're going to do the same thing right here today.
And you're going to choose the topic.
And I'm going to choose the topic, and I'd like to introduce the three students first, and I think I have my left to rights. Ryan Williams is on the left, and he is going to be the model today, the subject of this. Rachel Burke and Chris Beals are going to be the two makeup artists who create a circus theme. So when we come back in a half hour at the end of the show, we will expect to see Ryan Williams transformed into a circus theme, and we'll look forward to seeing what you do. Okay, thank you. Hold right there a minute. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay tuned for a lot of fun in the second half of the show.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Shh, Smokey's coming.
What are you guys up to?
Oh,
Be careful with matches and campfires. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Sorry, force of habit.
bummer.
Welcome back. Now for the beginning of the second part of our show, I have with me the three student leaders for the display division of the state competition. And this is really some display, so stay with us and watch what's going on here because this is neat. First of all, I'd like to introduce the students, Cynthia Illingworth, Tim Legauer, and Matt Fritz, who's here immediately to my left. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. I think I'll start with you. If you can tell a little about the generalities of what this is all about. Tell me about this division. What was this about?
Basically to display the productions and shows that we did throughout the year
Okay.
after the last state conference.
Okay. So the challenge was to try to get as much as you could in a could this be as big as you wanted it to be?
No, we have specific dimensions of 4 feet by 6 feet floor space, and we got to tailor it to that.
Okay, it looks wonderful. It really looks wonderful. Did it take a long time to do?
Usually we have more time to work on it, but this year we did it in about less than a week, probably.
That was pretty good. You must have had a lot of people helping.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know about how many kids helped?
About 20 people, right?
That's
yeah.
wonderful. Isn't that neat? Okay, now I'm going to go across here and talk to some of these people about this. Cynthia, how are you?
Good.
Good. Now, help me through this a little bit, and Tim, you can help as well.
Okay.
Let's have the camera look in at this display for a little bit, and we'll talk about this. What's this item on the floor here, Cynthia?
That's a barn, and it's supposed to represent the children's shows, which we did last winter, right after we came back from state competition.
Okay.
Those shows were Charlotte's Web and Winnie the Pooh, I believe.
Okay. I don't think everyone knows that you. I'm not sure everyone in the community knows that you do wonderful children's theater too, and that's becoming part of what you do. That's great.
Yes.
Okay, and then Tim, what's up on the table here?
On
On the left.
the
Help
left.
me over
okay.
there. Yeah.
Over there, that's the fall shows
All right.
of Happily Never After and Midsummer Night's Dream that we put on this fall.
All right, you have lots of pictures on that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on during the fall.
All right, tell me about this front structure. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there.
That is, well, that's for Happily Never After. It was like a marriage counselor's office, and that's what that's supposed to symbolize.
All right. Now, Cynthia, this looks familiar to me right here in the end.
Oh, Grease Lightning, yes. It's our grease car, Grease Lightning, and it opens up, and inside there's the Burger Palace scene that we came up with.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, it looks really cute inside. We weren't sure how it was going to come together, but the car is like, it looks really nice. We were really happy with the end result with the car.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really spirited. All right. Matt, tell me about why you have this cityscape and the background and the stars and the moon and all that.
Well, it's kind of a to show what's going to be coming of North Penn Theater soon.
Okay.
At least our spring musical is 42nd Street, and kind of wanted to hint at the future of North Penn Theater.
Good.
And that's why we have cityscape, because the setting of 42nd Street is New York City.
Right. I think it's very effective the way you use the photos. It really makes the windows for the buildings, doesn't it?
A lot of it, we use alternating windows. You see the ones that are lighted and ones that aren't, just to give it an effect.
Right, that is very good. How did you do in this competition?
We placed second.
You placed second in the state. That's wonderful.
Came in close to first.
Did you? Did you? That's great. Now, what is this road? I love the way that comes out like that. That's neat.
The whole display itself is named North Penn Boulevard.
Okay.
And it's the road to 42nd Street.
The road to 42nd Street.
Basically is the road.
That's neat. How many other people were in this competition? Do you know?
How many other
troops?
I guess between 5 and 10 other troops. I'm not. It was hard because it was so frantic.
Right.
We were trying to get this together, but there was a lot of other really great displays there.
Yeah.
Another troop with 42nd Street, and
oh, really?
It was,
that's good.
Yeah, it was surprising to see all the different techniques and styles that everybody else used. So now we know what to do for next year.
Would you two tell me who this person is on the chair here?
This is Thespians. He's basically our troop mascot. We use him for the parade of banners. He's the only 3D banner at the conference.
He really is lively.
All the troops there have to have a banner, so this is who we use.
And you had the only 3D.
The only 3D one.
That's neat. That's neat. And all the schools have a banner, and there's a parade of everybody. That must be fun.
In the opening ceremonies, every school comes in with their banner and goes up on stage and shows it all.
That's neat. And so will he be part of the troop for a long time?
We hope so, yeah.
You hope so, as long as he weathers all right. Is that right?
Until it falls apart.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you both. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and hear a monologue and see a pantomime and hear a duet. There's lots more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
One out of 6 preschoolers has high levels of lead in their blood. Lead hides in dust and paint and water, and a child can eat it, drink it, even breathe it. Call 1-800-LEAD, FYI, for a few simple steps that can help protect your child.
Welcome back once again. We're continuing with our wonderful student performances, and we're going to begin here with the pantomime section. I mean, before I introduce you to our 2 talented students, we're going to talk a little bit about what this category means. Okay, now, the pantomime is one of your 5 categories, and it's my understanding that this is one that's pretty difficult, and there aren't a lot of schools that participate. Is that right?
This year there were only 3 schools entered, and it's your own school's call whether you want to go with the traditional pantomime with the white makeup and the one person.
Marceau, which many people would think of, right?
Right. Or come up with a creative idea. And we decided the key to winning would be coming up with a creative idea.
Right, and it was a winning. It was the winning, right? So
Yes.
we have the first place state group here, pantomime group, and this earns them the right to what did you say, Cindy?
Trip to the International Festival, University of Nebraska. It's a worldwide conference.
Isn't that something?
It's exciting.
That is, and when is that?
That is about 10 days after school's out in June.
In June.
And it's a full week of activity.
Isn't that neat? Well, this is pretty
Yeah.
good. So we're going to take a look now. We're going to go over and we're going to meet Brianne DeMay and Tim Weir, who are our two pantomime people. And hi.
Hi.
You guys did this with great confidence, obviously, in Pennsylvania, and you had fun doing it?
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Did you come up with your own topic, or did you have help of all the group?
Tim found it in a pantomime book
Uh-huh.
that Miss Loudon had.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you get ready to begin, and we'll look forward to your performance. I know you have to get disheveled a little bit. Is that right, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
And get in position. And the title of their performance is Strangers in the Night. Strangers in the Night, North Penn High School Thespian Troupe, Brianne DeMay and Tim Weir. We'll wait for your music.
Actually, we start without the music.
Oh, you start without the music. Okay, go ahead. Thank you. North Penn High School Thespian Troupe. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Tim and Brianne. It was really great. I can see why you did so well in the competition. Okay, now we're going to be looking at the next performing group that we have, and this is the solo duet category, but we have a duet with us today, and that's was something that you decided, Cindy, I think you were saying, because you want to have as many kids as you can involved in all this.
In each category, they give you a suggested or a maximum number of students that can be involved.
Okay.
And so I always try to push it to the max.
That's great. That means you have more kids involved.
That's right.
All right. Now, Lauren, there were 18.
Yeah.
This is stiff competition, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a very, very popular category. So a lot of schools want to enter, and it's all hoping that you don't pick the same song that another school has. So we chose well. We chose it from Grease, which we performed last year, and Nathaniel sings the same part that he did, and Janelle stepped in and took a part that a senior had last year.
That's great. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, you two. Tell me about this. Was this hard work? Nathaniel, you had done this. You had performed this.
Yeah,
so was this second nature to you?
Yeah, I was used to singing this.
You were used to singing it?
I still had to practice.
Did you have butterflies, Janelle, when you were performing this in the state?
Definitely. It was a very new experience, not to just be competing for myself, but to compete for a whole group.
Yeah.
And I knew there was the whole troop was counting on me. It was a very different experience.
That's neat. That's neat. Well, we know you did very well, and we're looking forward to hearing Mooney. This is Janelle Brogley and Nathaniel Reimer. We'll listen for your music and begin anytime.
Thank you.
I spend my days just mooning, so sad and blue, so sad and blue. I spend my nights just mooning all over you, all over you. Well, I'm so angels from above. Moon on me.
Why must you go?
Why must I go on mooning so all alone?
So all alone.
There would be no one more mooning if you would call me.
Up on the phone.
I guess I'll keep on striking poses till my cheeks have lost their roses. Mooning over you. I'll stand behind you, mooning forevermore. Someday you'll find me mooning at your front door.
At my front door.
Every day in school I watch you, always willing till I got you mooning too. There's a moon out tonight.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. And I can see why you did so well. You have great voices and lots of charm out there. Thank you very much. All right, now we're going to start the next and final category, except for the makeup, which we have yet to see. And this is the monologue section.
Right.
Right? Now, this is a category where, how many people were participating in this category, Cindy?
There were 42, and you have to be a senior.
Wow.
And the school is only permitted to send one, all right, and in this particular talent competition.
Right.
And college and university professors are there also to look at you and see if they would like you at their school.
Wow.
And they don't, this is not part of the pentathlon. This is purely
This
a
is
scholarship audition, talent scholarship.
Okay, and Mike did very well, didn't he?
He did very well.
And he won this, didn't he?
He won the top
Isn't-
$500 award. This is the second year in a row we've done that.
Isn't it? We do have talented
We have
people
talented
here at
kids,
North Penn, don't we?
and he works very hard.
That's great. All right, so this is Mike Tornetta, who's part of your thespian troupe, and we're gonna go over and meet him now. Hi, Mike.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Thanks.
Good. Was this fun for you, or was it just too nerve-wracking to enjoy?
Oh, it was great. I have the most fun when I'm acting.
Do you?
But at the same time, I guess you could say it was nerve-wracking because I wasn't only representing myself, I was also representing me as a product of North Penn Theater.
That's
so I
nice.
guess you can say it was a little nerve-wracking.
That's nice. Were you surprised when you won the $500 scholarship?
Yes, especially when I saw how many people were trying out for it.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
great.
you know.
Well, you should be very proud. We're proud of you as well. So we will now let you introduce this piece, if you would, and we'll sit back and enjoy your performance. Mike Tornetta, North Penn High School thespian.
Hi, my name is Mike Tornetta, and I'll be doing a monologue from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'll be playing the part of Puck. In this scene, Puck is an evil fairy, and he's explaining to his master Oberon about a recent prank that he just pulled on a nearby human.
Now the shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene, then entered a break, when I did him at disadvantage take. An ass is known I fixed on his head. Hee-haw! Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, so forth my mimic comes. Hee-haw! When they spy him as wild geese for the creeping fowl awry. Or russet-painted chops, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly, and here and there, over and over one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Save me from the bees! Their senses thus weak, lost with their fears, thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatched, some sleeves, some hats, from yield us all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and I left sweet Pyramus translated here. Hee-haw. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
That was wonderful. I love Midsummer Night's Dream, and I know that part. You did it beautifully. That was great. Thank you very, very much for sharing that with us. We're almost done here. We've seen some wonderful performances. Please stay tuned because we're going to wrap up this show, and we want to see how that circus makeup has turned out, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Next trip to the store, look for products made from recycled materials. Then buy them.
Call 1-800-CALL-EDF for your free Buy Recycled shopping guide.
Welcome back. This is the final segment of our really fun show we've had on the North Penn High School Thespian Troupe. If you remember, if you were watching at the beginning of the show, we had Rachel Burke, Ryan Williams, and Chris Beals, who were part of the makeup team that participated in that category. We gave them a topic of circus and sent them off and said, you need to come back. And Ryan, who very good-naturedly agreed to be the model for this, was to be made up as a circus in a circus theme, and they are here now. And in the middle, we have a bearded lady with us. It's nice to see you, Ryan. You are a good sport.
Thank you. It's a new experience for me.
I'm sure it is. What was the theme that you had in the States? What were you given?
They gave us warlocks, wizards, witches. That was our
okay,
theme.
and what you were the model there?
Yes.
And what did you look like then?
We had done kind of a half and half thing. We divided my face in half, and on one side it was kind of plain, just made me look like an old man.
Uh-huh.
And on the other side I was this really evil-looking wizard.
That's wonderful. It was fun.
Yes.
It was really fun. Rachel, how did you come up with the idea of having a bearded lady?
Well, we kind of vacillated between which two. We had a clown and we had a bearded lady, and in competition, a clown is just too plain and too overdone that it wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we'll go all out, and we decided on bearded lady. We were thinking like sideshow, you know, like the fun, funny things.
That's part of the circus. So how did you begin to figure out what to do?
Well, basically, we started with the precept of a bearded lady, and we added a few of the minor touches, such as the...
we want to remind that this is a man under here.
Right, yes. such as the facial hair,
right,
and the chest hair,
right,
and the arm hair down here.
I know, the arms are really something. And you had all this in your makeup kit?
Yeah, we have, in the makeup kit, we have hair, we have the makeup, we have spirit gum to attach the hair.
Okay.
And then we have things such as wigs and other types of, I don't know, things. We also have putty. That's the other main tool we use, is to change the face and to create new shapes.
Okay. Now, when you did this in the state, were you in a room with everyone doing this at the same time, or did this...
We were divided into separate rooms so we couldn't see what other teams were doing.
Okay. And then, was it fun to see what other people did?
Yeah, to see like what they thought of and how they interpreted the theme.
Right, right. I'm glad I saw you before. I'm glad I saw you before. Cindy, you were saying that this is the first time you participated in this category from North Penn, is that right?
That's right. I didn't feel comfortable before, but we always like to try something new, and we had kids who were interested, and we had probably half our troop try out for this three-person team.
That's neat. And they did audition for this, didn't they?
Oh, yes. They've auditioned in every category to get to compete.
Okay, that's great. Well, congratulations. You look wonderful.
First place state winners.
First place state winners. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Congratulations. And congratulations. Well, my name is Gail Tatum. This has been a really fun segment of Closer Look for me. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.